decode it within the context of the Bible, the Torah, the Tanakh, you're going to see, and other books I'm going to discuss, that the angels or the angelic forces that are spoken about in these texts are actually planetary energies. As a matter of fact, a lot of Christianity is astrological, which I'm going to show you guys today. This particular video is not to downplay Christianity. For those who believe in whatever faith they want to follow it wholeheartedly. But I'm going to prove to you that all of it is connected. But don't let my words just convince you. I'm going to show you with action. I'm going to show you with visible proof. I'm going to show you how planetary aspects are just other ways to show you astrological phenomena. While the Bible itself was being formed, there were books being removed. There were other apostles' books or works, literary works, that were not added into the Bible. The entire Apocrypha was held by the popes, the bishops, the cardinals, the archbishops. They all contained this book, but they only had to translate it for themselves. It had the mystic capabilities, the mystic qualities of the Bible, which were removed. One book was the Book of Tobit, the 5 books of Enoch. You could see the Book of the Maccabees. All of these books were removed purposely because they mystified Christianity, and they didn't want that. However, the real magic was there. Aside from the Song of Solomon, extra books from the Book of Daniel that were taken out, Mary Magdalene's Gospel, the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Thomas, these books were purposely removed, but within them contained a lot of astrological correspondences. In the 40s, there were a lot of archaeological digs going on between Palestine and Israel, and within one of these caves, several of these caves actually, they kept finding ancient lambskins. And like I mentioned, these books predated the book of Genesis, which began the real Gnostic teachings. Now, of course, there were a lot of books that were not removed that were kept within specific schools. So here you can already begin to see how the church was coveting and hiding a lot of this information. A lot of the angels represented planetary forces, which were discussed in, say, like the books of Exodus, Genesis, Leviticus, and in the books of Psalms, or in the Tobit or the Book of Enoch. You're going to see how angels are described as planetary forces. Take a look at Jesus and the 12 apostles, or the 12 disciples. Jesus, of course, being the Son, the 12 disciples signify the 12 houses in astrology. In the book of Exodus, Aaron, the high priest of Israel, has 2 onyx stones known as Urim and Thummim, and he supposedly uses these for lithomancy or crystal divination, showing again divination, mysticism is accepted in the Bible. And Aaron also has breastplate stones known as the Hoshen, the breastplate stones. These 12 stones signify the 12 tribes, but also the 12 signs of astrology. Kabbalah was designed to show us the body of God and how God exists in different densities. There are angels who reside in these planetary energies and who hold or contain the vast potential of God's limitless and infinite power. The basis of Kabbalah revolves around the 72 names of God, which create the formation of the physical universe according to the Judeo-Christian or Judeo-mystic Christian concepts and understandings. God created the world using the 72 vibrations. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 is a master number. So these names of God, which are found in the book of Exodus, chapters 19 to 21, when they're stacked on top of each other, they create the 72 angels of God. So there are 9 or 10 major angels, which signify the planetary forces that are spoken about in the Vedas. We'll begin with the first angel, Uriel. Uriel means the light of God. The light of God is often referred to as the sun. In astrology, the sun shows us our ego, our illumination as well. It shows us our finances. So naturally, working with Uriel or working with the sun in astrology is going to give you the same benefit. Angel of the moon sphere is known as Gavriel. Now, Gavriel or Gabriel is sometimes a male or female angel depending on the mythology. And so Gabriel, because Gabriel controls the forces of the moon, it's safe to say that it's more associated with a feminine angel. I mean, it makes more sense. The moon in astrology signifies our mothers, our mind, our behavior. Gabriel visited the Prophet Muhammad, showing the Prophet Muhammad the Quran. And Gabriel also visited Mary when he or she told her that Jesus would be born to her. One of the most popular angels, Michael the Archangel, who is associated with the planet Mars. This is the planet which is about power, passion, virility, strength, courage, and of course, fearlessness, protection. Michael embodies the power of Mars. Michael means one who is like God. Throughout the ages, the caduceus or the medical staff has been associated with the planet Mercury. Raphael means God heals. Raphael the Archangel is associated with the planet Mercury. The body of Jupiter, which is the planet regarding fathers, gurus, teachers, benevolence, and righteousness, connects to the Archangel of benevolence and righteousness known as Sachael or Zadiel, which means the righteousness belongs to God. Venus, known to the ancients as Shukra, is the planet of Tantra, the planet of joy, the planet of enjoyment, the planet of luck, the planet of gambling, so on and so forth. It's a magical planet. For this reason, it's been assigned to Archangel Hanael, which means God's joy in life. Saturn, in angel lore, or angelology as it's called, is associated with the angel Casael, which means he who covers, or God who covers with time. Casael means Lord of time, or Lord who covers, who casts his shadow or influence. Saturn has always been associated with limitation. It's also the slowest moving planet. We can't mention Saturn without talking about the dwarf planet Pluto. This is always associated with death, Hades. In Kabbalah, the angel of death is known as Ezrael or Azrael, which means friend of God. Death is a friend of God. In the Vedas, Yama, or the god of death, is known as Dharma Raja, or the Lord of truthfulness, or the friend of truthfulness. The planet Neptune is known as the veil of God, or the veil of planets. Neptune signifies things that are not perceived, invisible forces. The same angel, Raziel, also's name means that which is not seen or that which is not understood. Raza also means the secrets of God. So these two forces are in alignment with one another. Or the planet Uranus, which means the sky lord. Uranus or Uranos means sky in Greek. Uranus is the planet which denotes change or activation. It signifies our nervous system. Metatron, which means he who changes the throne. Metatron is known as the lesser Yahweh in Kabbalah, so he is the angel associated with the planet Uranus. Probably wondering, how do we get the north and south nodes? In ancient Indian astrology, it was said that the north and south nodes were both one snake or one giant demon which was decapitated, and its head became the north node, its body became the south node. In Kabbalah, this is known as the Leviathan. These are two sides of the devil or the enemy. This is a demonic planet, the north and south nodes, but not demonic meaning evil, it just means lacking of light. This is why north and south nodes are invisible planets. These are the invisible forces that kind of interplay with human destiny. They cause us to generate karma and they cause us to release karma. This demon's name is Asmodeus, the head of that Leviathan, and the body is known as Baal or Beelzebub. These are two forces or two demonic entities who are king Solomonic magic. Especially, it was said that certain demonic forces are allowed to exist to test mankind. For this reason, Asmodeus and Beelzebub exist here not to challenge God's authority, but to test individual humans while we're here on earth, to give us desires in order to take them away from us, so that God can use them kind of as like taskmasters to determine if we're following, biblical principle or righteousness or dharmic principle or Buddhist principle. If we're following the path of truthfulness, these forces are allowed to be here. So they're not entirely evil, just as God is not entirely good or evil. It's a singularity that's understood through duality. Thank you so much for listening. That was a lot.